Everyone, welcome back. It's Melanie, your She Shit Scrapper. So today I am back with a one-page layout using a bunch of different collections. I decided that I would kind of combine a bunch of them. So I am using this one here from Close to My Heart. So that green paper is from Close to My Heart, as well as this cloud paper. The stickers that you see on the left-hand side are from that same collection as well. And then I am actually going to bring in this Great Outdoors cut apart. That is from one of the Simple Stories Disney collections, showcasing Canada. So that was kind of like an Epcot paper collection, but I decided to use the Canadian paper for my Canadian trip. So if you didn't catch the other one, I really used the reds and the blacks from that paper for the other layout, and then knew at some point I wanted to use the Great Adventures or the Great Outdoors cut apart as well, and so that is what I am using on this layout. So as you can see, I am kind of just making a grid out of my photos and that cut apart. That was an 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock, and so I just had to trim it down a little bit. The cut apart was 4 by 4, so I trimmed that top photo down to 4 by 4 as well. And just, I don't know, this just came together really very simple. It's a very simple layout, I guess. So with keeping it a grid, you know, there wasn't much more to do. I do add a mat around that whole thing, and then I am going to add that cloud paper and then that stamp paper as well coming down. But other than that, adding the grid just really kind of takes care of the layout for the most part for you. I did kind of have to come up with how to embellish or what to use to embellish. I really like that wood journaling spot, and so I am going to end up using that because I do want to journal on this. We went up to my aunt and uncle's cabin in Canada. That was the kids' first time out of the country, and we did not a lot of rock climbing, not like serious rock climbing, but there were some rocks, and you can see kind of in that little bay there. And so I do want to journal about that because we did have a lot of fun, and it was just beautiful. It was really, really beautiful. So I wanted to make sure that I had a spot to journal on this layout. So once I have that done, it's kind of a mix of a whole bunch of different embellishments for the rest of the layout. I had these little kind of, I'll call them, I don't even know, I want to call them brads, but they're not, but the circular elements from We Are Memory Keepers. I almost got rid of those actually, and then found that I was really kind of using the colors of those, and so I did end up keeping them. So I added one to the wood at the top, and then I had used some of these other wood pieces. It's from a One Canoe 2 collection, I believe. I used some of those in the previous layout as well, and so because I had one of the wood pieces at the top, I decided to kind of bring in a second one down on the bottom and tuck that underneath, and then just added a phrase sticker and then an arrow down there. Again, just some really simple embellishments because I have so many photos. I do have, you know, a couple of papers, and there weren't really many spots that I felt like I needed to embellish. So once I kind of got the two, it was just a matter of maybe adding a third one down underneath or adding to that cut apart on the bottom left. So I am going to end up fussy cutting another one of those wood pieces off that paper to tuck in underneath down there. I just really like how those are great bases for embellishment clusters. I actually was going to get rid of that paper as well, and then when I went to go do the other kind of red and black layout, I went into that stash that I want to get rid of because I had a feeling I had some of, I think it's the buffalo plaid paper. And so that kind of matches this collection here, which I used on the other layout I'm talking about. I think that layout is for my album, and this one is for my youngest. So just trying to figure out what else to add if I need to add anything. I did add a little, I think is it a geode or I don't know what they're called. It was dark green, added that. You see that I have a star there. I think I'm going to keep that because I did add a smaller star down to the right hand cluster as well. So just going through all of my different random embellishment clusters, trying to find that perfect piece, you know, which I don't know. You're never going to actually find it, I guess, but I tried. So I did find that adventure chipboard piece from a 49 in Market, I guess, collection. That's actually been really handy. I have been turning to that quite a bit. I guess maybe this is my third layout, kind of using the same pieces, because I did use that a lot. I had I think an 8.5 by 11 piece or picture of my dad overlooking the bay. And so I ended up using that 49 Market for my title with that one, along with some of the other pieces in that. So if you haven't watched that one too, I really do like that one. That was one of my favorites here lately. And again, it had a very large photo. So definitely check that one out. I'll try to link that above as well. I guess I don't maybe use that adventure. Instead, I found a Kaiser Craft collection that had binoculars. Oh, I lied. I do use that adventure underneath the binoculars. But I just liked the size of those binoculars and how it kind of just added to the layout. So once I kind of have that is going to finish off the layout. I don't know that there's really anything to link down below for you because it is kind of just a bunch of supplies from my stash. But again, it just feels good to use them up. I guess I am using some of the hearts from that 49 Market chipboard pack, but it just really feels good to use up the supplies in my stash and kind of use a bunch of different collections on just one layout. But I hope you guys enjoyed this layout, and we will see you next time. Bye, guys.